manager at 𝗕𝗲, Suzanne Kovass, intelligent COE manager at Exelon, and Amit Sangle, COO and co-founder at 𝗕𝗲 𝗙𝗂𝗏.
All right, hi everyone. Thanks for joining our session. So as Sophia said, we're going to be talking about how to benefit from AI and automation in testing. My name is Sophie Gustafson. I am the product marketing manager for test suite at UiPath. And joining me today, we have Suzanne Kovass, who is the manager of the intelligent automation COE at Exelon. And we have Amit Sangle, who is the co-founder and COO of 𝗕𝗲 𝗙𝗂𝗏. And today we're going to be talking about all things testing, including a big focus on generative AI in testing, and of course talking about autopilot for testers, which, as you hopefully all know, is our agent for accelerating every phase of the continuous testing lifecycle. But before we get into the Q&A portion of today's panel, I wanted the panelists to introduce themselves. So Amit, why don't you tell us a bit about 𝗕𝗲 𝗙𝗂𝗏?
Sure, thanks Sophie. Hi everyone, Amit here. 𝗕𝗲 𝗙𝗂𝗏 started in 2019. This company mostly focuses on digital transformation services in terms of the GenAI, test automations and process automations, where we can make the different services in terms of the financials, in terms of the manufacturing and pharma. Across the globe, we are very proud to say that we are covering across the globe in USA, in Europe, in Asia Pacific as well. Where we can see that 250 plus AI plus automation solution where we offer to our customers. We are the partner where having the expertise in terms of the testing plus process automation, right? Using UiPath test suite, we have subject matter expertise. Our impact, you can see that across the globe, right? We have saved around 60-70% manual efforts in terms of the testing, in terms of the automation process. In terms of the revenue, we have saved significant cost, 80-90% ROI we have given to customers. That's all what we are doing in our automation program. You can see that, right? We, as I mentioned, right, we primarily focusing on the testing and the business process with the automation perspective, right? So here you can see that using UiPath test suite and GenAI capabilities, we have built our entire automation program, right? We have end-to-end test automation framework, which is integrated with the UiPath test suite generative AI autopilot, right? Which you can design your SAP test cases automation, your non-SAP web, mobile API, database, everything you can automate very seamlessly. You can cover with different data-driven testing or modular testing, end-to-end testing with positive negative combination in terms of your SIT environment or UAT environment. Apart from that, right, we have reusable component, right, using the object repository and the modern workflows. That is helping us in terms of the faster in terms of the maintenance, because that's the main challenge in test automation. Next, you can see the business process where we have pre-built solutions in terms of the different processes, order to cash, invoice processing, procure to pay in SAP and non-SAP as well, where we're using 100 reusable components in terms of the web, mobile API, right? And that's why we're very faster for any implementation. And we're using the generative AI technologies in terms of our testing and automation and RPA program, and all these governance getting done under the one COE platform. So this is how we are scaling our testing and process in terms of the GenAI.
Great. And Susie, why don't you tell us a bit about Exelon?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon everyone. Again, I'm Suzanne Kovass, the manager of the Intelligent Automation Center at Excellence at Exelon. Our Center of Excellence resides in our IT organization and part of the enterprise-wide applications organization within IT. And we operate, our IT is a shared service, which we operate 6 different utilities for Exelon. Exelon has over 10 million customers that we serve. Over these 6 utilities, 4 being in large metropolitan areas such as Philadelphia, Baltimore, DC, and Chicago. So Exelon and UiPath have been partners since 2018. And this past year, we've decided to expand our toolkit into the test suite area. So a little bit of history here with Exelon is we previously were a Fortune 100 company, but then we went through a large divestiture between 2021 and 2023, where we split from our origination business, and we are solely focused on just utilities. We are transmission and distribution only now, and we deliver power and gas. So after our divestiture completed, we kind of looked back at our business model and we said, who's Exelon? We rebranded, we changed our colors, we changed our logos, and we started to look at how can we operate more efficiently now that we are only a T&D company. And with that being said, IT looked under the hood and said, how can we operate all of these utilities more efficiently with where we can? Like where can we create these synergies? And a lot were identified in IT. One area particularly was testing. We really needed a centralized testing center of excellence, much like the automation center of excellence, perhaps even residing in this enterprise-wide IT organization. So this testing center of excellence would govern the Exelon testing and the practices and the tools included in this center of excellence.
All right, awesome. Thank you both. And now getting into the Q&A portion of today's panel, I want to hear from you guys. What are the tangible benefits you've experienced from using UiPath Test Suite? Susie, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, so like I said, Exelon's a pretty large organization. We have 6 very large utilities, and when we like to do system implementations, they're multi-year, very long, played-out implementations, and we generally always bring in an SI partner with us to do these large software implementations. Therefore, those SIs bring their own testing strategy and do a lot of manual functional testing. And we believe that if we set up our own centralized testing center of excellence and we execute our own strategies, we can save over 10% of our implementation costs by running our own testing center of excellence for these large implementations. We definitely believe that we can streamline our testing tools, and leveraging Test Suite will not only reduce our overhead costs, but we can establish reusability of these functional tests during the lifetime of the application. We can create quality assurance efficiencies and consistency, and optimize the application performance and identify defects more timely and accurately, and most importantly, create alignment between the business and IT.
Yeah, that's good, because the general test automation is very not easy to get this kind of the ROI, and very glad you guys getting it in terms of different factors. Yeah, similarly, we also offering the customers with this contingent benefits. You can't believe it, right? I mean, in terms of the testing, automating, right? The coverage of the entire test cases, we have achieved, apart from the UiPath test suite, around 70-80%. The moment we have shifted on the UiPath test suite, what we have seen, we are able to achieve 98-99%. The test coverage entire we achieved in terms of the regardless whatever application, it's SAP or non-SAP. Apart from that, development of test automation is great, as you know that lots of time we have spent on those things, but using the GenAI code automation capability, right, we are able to 50% more faster generating those automation scripts that we have seen. If you're talking about the maintenance perspective, maintenance also very challenging, right? So there also we have 70-80% time which we have saved. Again, there have we leveraged the UiPath test suite, the AI Insight feature that is really awesome. It is giving all the results, what went wrong and how we can improve. So that is helping our automation engineer quickly fix any test scripts, and that is why we are faster in terms of the maintenance perspective. In terms of the fantastic feature, you see the GenAI capabilities, right? The test case generations, right? So there also we are saving around 60-65% time, right? For running the agile sprint. So in agile, you have to be quickly fast at those test cases, right? And so sometimes just not getting a time. So we just putting those things in test suites and with GenAI capabilities, the test case design very seamlessly. So these are something tangible benefit we achieve, and in terms of the cost perspective, you can say that around our customer 75-80% the cost they have saved, because in testing, managing the budget, it's very difficult. But I can tell you guys, right, leveraging this GenAI capabilities, you can save your manual testing budgets and automation as well. That's what we have seen.
Okay, great, thank you. And now thinking a bit about generative AI and testing, how can the combined power of generative AI and Test Suite transform your testing strategy?
Yeah, sure. I mean, let me align this UiPath test suite GenAI again to the fundamental with the software testing lifecycle, where we get the requirement, test cases, design, test execution, all these things. Same thing I can align with the 𝗬𝗱 test suite and with the GenAI capability. So there are four key factors, right, where we can evaluate your requirements, where we can design your test cases, you can generate your synthetic test data, and you can execute, you can automatically create those test scripts using code automation, and after that, you can see that those execution analysis as well. So these are the factors I can see which is aligned with software testing lifecycle in terms of the automation phases, and that is what strategy we are following, and we're helping to our customer with the strategy. They can seamlessly go end-to-end testing. Even they don't have a start test automation, they don't have any test cases ready, right? So there also you can, it can solve a problem. Whatever your requirements you have, and you can just put it in you have a test suite, right? And it can generate the test cases. Doesn't matter your requirements in proper documentations or not. It can understand the different kind of testing test cases can be written, and you can easily develop your automation. Yeah, so that's transformation I can see with GenAI using 𝗬𝗱 test suite. You can easily transform or manage with automation seamlessly.
And Susie? Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we have a 7-year-old automation COE. We have a lot of skill set in-house that's building these automations right now, RPA, IDP, ML, human in the loop, and we think the skill set to do that is transferable to the test suite. So I think there's some synergies there where we can leverage both technologies and both employees and the skill sets they both have.
Okay, great. And now let's talk about Autopilot. So how can Autopilot supercharge tester efficiency for organizations, and what are the next steps you're taking to maximize your use of Autopilot?
When I'm talking about testing, obviously tester efficiency, it's always a challenge to calculate the efficiency. And let me break your question in a simple manner, right? If you calculate tester efficiency, let's see, you have manual tester, you have automation tester, right? In manual tester, you can calculate the efficiency by how many tests is getting designed per day, how many tests is getting executed, right? And in automation testers, how many test cases you are fixing per day in maintenance, how many test cases you are developing. So these are the efficiency we are calculating, right? And now, let's see, on top of that, using the autopilot, right? So where we can see that you can easily generate test cases, regardless the person doesn't have the proper subject matter expertise in the particular domain or application expertise, but you have your requirements, right? You can put it and you can have your test cases. This is, you can see that. So we have seen in terms of efficiency, right? The test cases take around 50 to 60, design around 1 or 2 days, right? We have seen with this GenAI capabilities, right? It can be a matter of the hours, in just 2 to 3 hours, we're getting 50 to 60 test cases with different combinations, right? So that is level of the efficiency you can imagine what we are getting. Again, in terms of the execution, second challenge of the generating a test data as well, that's again challenge, and that will also be, factor in terms of the efficiency driving, right? So wherever as a testing we are doing the execution, we have to collect the different stakeholders, get your data, right? But using this GenAI synthetic test data capabilities, you can set your test data states and it can generate your synthetic test data apart from your enterprise test data from your system itself. So that is a brilliant what we are seeing generally test execution the challenges we face, right? So this kind of the factors, right, of generating automation scripts and the checking, debugging all the logs using GenAI, that is really helping our manual tester team as well as automation testing team to be more faster, do their performing, test the designing and the execution piece, even maintenance as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so definitely test scripts and test data is what we're most excited about using Autopilot. As I mentioned, we always have very large year-long, multi-year-long implementations in our organization. I make a joke because we just had 2 utilities go onto a brand new customer application this past year, and I say I wish we had a time machine 2.5 years ago to get into that project and start creating test scripts and test data, because it's been a challenge without having this tool. But, you know, the future is bright, and we have another very multi-year implementation coming up between 2026 and 2029, and we are going to use Autopilot to help generate data and help generate test scripts for that project.
Awesome. So one final question. What's some advice you give to organizations looking to start leveraging Test Suite for test automation? Susie, go for it.
So yeah, I mean, I think the first thing is, what's your culture or your company look like? Like, are you guys ready to take this on? I mean, I think this is something Exelon should have taken on years ago, but I think there's always something more important or something we're focusing on ahead of that. It's always a little lower on the priority line, but I think the time is right now. So I think you want to check in your culture. I think you also want to identify where your savings is, like what's the value prop that this tool can bring you. And you want to ensure that that's going to be applicable to your organization and your organization's culture. And then also I think you need to take a deep look at your toolkit. You know, we have a lot of tech debt, we have a lot of tools laying around, and we definitely want to get lean in that area, and we believe that Test Suite is a great, not only a test tool, but a great orchestration tool and complement to some of the other tools that we will continue to keep. So diversity is key in this space, and you know, we're excited about the future.
Correct. And I do agree as well. Organization cultures are required to adopt the automation in terms of testing, because we have seen some organizations stay with going with manually, and sometimes I've seen that, if you ask me, some organization for the RPA, they have a platform like the 𝗬𝗏, but I'm not sure why there's no awareness, no connection between the testing team or testing department to leverage the same tool for the automation. So that's one gap I can see that. So here in this forum, I would like to advise to everyone, right? This platform you can leverage, you can connect with your testing team as well, and they can leverage this thing. This is really adding the value, what I've seen my customer as well, to maintain the one ecosystem, one platform, rather than having different automation tools. I mean, that's the vision of what 𝗬𝗏 is driving, and that is really aligned whatever we offer to our customer as well. I have seen that personally, and that's unbelievable, and customers really happy to adapt the one technology. So that's one thing I can say, that for the organization, we already have the RPA using 𝗬𝗏. In another hand, right, obviously, when you having your testing COA team looking for the automation, there are lots of tools in the market available, right, in automations. But again, having the right tool for your technologies, whatever you're offering. But there are lots of applications they're building. It's a full stack application, what we call, right? We have mobile, API, database, lots of things we are doing. And now using this generative AI autopilot capabilities, right? You can have a synergy between your manual testing and automation testing using a one platform. Also, you can choose it, right? Because as a testing, we have a test manager platform, differently using Exelon. But same thing, you can look for your manual testing and automation testing as well. And we have used, I mean, that's unlimited benefits of we getting to manage one single test manager platform. So that's advice I can give in this forum. And yeah, that's it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you both so much. That concludes our session today. Please be sure to join us at 4:30 today for our Test Suite keynote. Thank you.